Welcome back. In the last video, we created an app.py file for our food not food text classifier demo. Now, how about we create a README file? So making a README file. So this file is in Markdown format with a special YAML block at the top. So let's have a look at what that looks like. If we jump into the Keynote, here's a demo README file that I've prepared earlier. So this is the source file from huggingface.co/spaces Mr. D. Burke, Lone HF food not food text classifier demo. At the start, we have YAML front matter, which will show some metadata about our project. We can, of course, update this. The SDK version is the version of Gradio that we'd like to use. Now, this will probably be the thing that will change the most, because as Gradio updates, Hugging Face Spaces often prompts you to update to the latest version of Gradio. And then we have some markdown text here. So this won't actually get displayed in our space. It'll just use it for kind of like settings, and then this will be displayed. So if we see what this looks like in real life, if we come to our demo, we can't actually see the README here. But then if we go in here, and then if we go to README, we can see it there. So yeah, there we go. A newer version of the Gradio SDK is available. And if I click upgrade, is that going to upgrade for me? Beautiful. Oh, there we go. So that's what we're going to create. We're going to create this file, and I'll commit those changes. We'll notice that our space will start building. But if we wanted to get a demo template of this, this is our test space that we created by going to Spaces, Create New Space. This takes a little bit of getting used to, the editing metadata, but the good news is we can get an example by going to here. So we could copy this if we wanted to, and then we can edit there. And there's also a whole bunch of different settings that we can use for what metadata there is. These are some of the main ones, but if you want the documentation on getting the metadata, go to this link here. We'll type that in. There we go. So title, emoji, color from, color to, SDK, Python version, SDK version, suggested hardware if you want to use some sort of GPU upgrade or something like that, storage, app file, a whole bunch more. I'll let you explore those on your own. But for now, let's practice creating our README file. So the YAML block at the top is used for metadata. Metadata plus settings. See an example here. All right. So let's now, we're going to use the magic that we used before. So write file .demos. We want to save it to our singular folder. So this will all create programmatically. Classifier.readme.md. And then we can set up the YAML here. This will be our YAML block. The title we'll use food, not food, text classifier. You can call yours whatever you like. These settings are not set in stone. And emojis, I might just take these emojis and put them there. Now, the emojis, where are they going to show up? So they'll show up on your profile. So if we go to my profile, those are the emojis. That's where it's going to show up. So see, our space is still building because we updated the Gradio version. Emoji, and then we're going to go color from. This is, again, very customizable. You can choose what you'd like. So this is going to be just showing some color on the front of our app. And then SDK, we're going to use Gradio. And then we could set the SDK version here if we'd like to as well. So if we go back to our space, SDK version was just 4.4.0. That's the latest version of Gradio at the moment. Your version may be newer than mine. So just keep that in mind. We can go to gradio.app, see what the latest version is. Is there a GitHub link here somewhere? Yeah. If we go to GitHub, we'll see what the latest version is. Gradio video. If we go Gradio pip install, the latest version is 4.4.0. Beautiful. So you don't necessarily have to use the latest version. I'm just going to use 4.4.0 for now, but just keep that in mind that by the time you watch this video, a later version of Gradio might be out. Our app file is going to be app.py, and then I don't want to pin it to my profile. I don't need to pin it. If you wanted to pin it to your profile because it's something you want to showcase a bit more, you can set that to true and it'll stay up the top of your profile. And then we can set the license to Apache 2.0, which is an open source license. And then we can, of course, create our markdown text. So what I might do is add the title here. And this is food, not food, text classifier. And then I'll add small demo to showcase a text classifier to determine if a sentence is about food or not food. And then we'll go Distilbert model fine-tuned on a small synthetic data set of 250 generated food, not food image captions. And I'll just link my data set in there. 250 generated food, not food captions. And then if see source code notebook. And then if anyone wants to access the source code, they can, of course, go to the source code notebook. So it's reproducible, as we're all doing here. And now I believe that's all we had to do. Writing the README. There we go. So 2 out of 3 files created. If we refresh this, we should have a lovely README file. Now, of course, we can upload this manually if we wanted to our Hugging Face space. If we came over here and we can go files, we can add a file there, upload file, but we're going to do that programmatically shortly. We've got one more file to create, and that is the requirements.txt file, just to tell our Hugging Face space which versions of the packages to use. If you want to go ahead and try that for yourself, I'd highly encourage you to do so. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and we'll create our requirements.txt together.